Morning. Thanks. Good morning and welcome to TEDxAldeburgh, the first, hopefully, of many. Please welcome our first speaker, David Toop.
To imagine the future of music, we have to consider what it means to listen in the 21st century. For me, this is the starting point for any discussion about music, how we listen, and how listening enables and enhances a fluency of being.
In 1998, you produced Madonna's Ray of Light album, which was a fantastically successful album commercially around the world. Probably came out at her absolute peak of world domination commercially. And after that album, you apparently disappeared for a number of years from public view. So what was the story?
I lost my confidence, which is paradoxical, because you'd think when you get all the Grammys, which I did, and all that hullabaloo, that you'd be full of hubris, but I wasn't. It was the other way around. I think what happens is you feel like you've got to maintain this. But you need to look after yourself as an artist. You know, it's you and your audience. That's all that matters, really. Anyway, I didn't know that at the time, and I got very insecure. If you're going to be in the studio and be a producer, you need to have answers for everybody. It's like being on a film set. You need to communicate. So that made it worse. That kind of nervousness. So I pulled away from doing all of that and couldn't work in studios. And then I found myself convincing myself that I wasn't able to do that and collaborate. Which is funny, because just recently I've started to collaborate a lot, and I'm really enjoying it. I did an album for Katie Mellower, and it turned out to be such fun that I kind of got my confidence back.
Basically, it's really a joy to play. The physical ease of getting from the keys to the strings is just fine. It's totally fine.
So you arrive in the world of Papa Sangre. And you're presented with an interface which we've designed specifically to allow you to navigate through 3D space with only your ears. And the best control scheme that we discovered was to allow you to walk with your thumbs.
What I've been doing recently at the end of my shows is just giving the mic out to people and just seeing what the hell happens. So would anyone like to take the mic?
can still sign tracks.
And now I'd like to introduce Peter Gregson. Peter is one of the most exciting young cellists in the world. I was lucky enough to meet Peter when I was fairly often a few years back at the Royal Academy of Music in London, and Peter was a student there. And we ran a program for a few years using some of the bows, we call them hyper bows, that we developed at the MIT Media Lab, brought a series of these bows over to the Royal Academy and had a group.
Imagine this as a cave environment. So all these different tiles here are in fact knitted together into a kind of 6 meter wide cave. So it's one big back projected cave, as it were, and three-dimensional sound.
This was commissioned by the V&A for the John Modjeski Garden. It was a fairly large commission.
Chains and sewing machines.